It was our May exercise. It was the Kindertrog race, and we've been covering the fell race all day. Pretty miserable weather. Usual thing really. Runners have been round. Everything's gone okay with that. And we were just heading on our way back when we just received a message from Buxton team saying that they were aware of a casualty in the Woolpacks, which is actually just up ahead of us now. What we've done is 4 of us have gone ahead as an advance party. We're just going to try and get to the casualty and make them stable. And then the others who were with us are now following on with all the stretcher and the other heavy equipment. So hopefully they'll catch us up shortly. We're now with the casualty. It's a lady up at the pagoda behind us. Looks like she's slipped in the rocks and she's damaged her leg just below her knee. Serious enough so she can't walk out of here. We're just waiting for the rest of the equipment that was with our colleagues who were on the exercise with us to bring up the stretcher and some Entonox. We need to give her some Entonox before we do anything with her leg. She's in a lot of pain. Plan from there is once we've got her stabilised and we get the splints onto her leg, we're thinking we're going to stretcher her along the path down here back to Jacob's Ladder where our Land Rover can meet us, and then we can drive her down to a road ambulance from there. The rest of the team are just coming up now. They're behind me. They're just bringing up the stretcher and all the other heavy equipment that we had with us earlier. The reason we split off with just 4 of us to get here was because we can move a lot quicker than they can with the heavy equipment. So we got here first to stabilise the casualty, and then we're bringing the heavy equipment up afterwards.
Had an accident about, what time is it now? About an hour or so ago. Okay. Just up a wee bit. Yep. She's had some pain relief. Yep. So she's okay at the moment. Okay. She's got some, given us some Entonox. Yep. She's just trying that out. Yeah. Before we stick that splint on her. Yeah. And then we'll take her away. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if you give us a shout when you're ready for the stretcher, yeah. We'll put her on the stretcher, put her down onto the path, put the wheel on the stretcher, and carry her to Jacob's Ladder into the Land Rover. This getting on the stretcher is going to be a bit iffy because this bit of slab here is quite slippy. Okay. Nigel had a look around the back and it looks a bit awkward going around the back as well. Okay. So I think we're all hands on for getting on the stretcher.
This stretcher of mine.
Can you find out whether they're going to need an ambulance this end?
Casualty is now being treated by Mike. He's just in the process of putting a vacuum splint on her leg. That's a splint that wraps around the leg and then we suck all the air out of it. It's filled with little polystyrene ball bearings. That's going to immobilise the leg completely. It should make it a lot less painful. He's also in the process of giving her Entonox, which is kind of gas and air. That should again do a lot for her pain. Once we get to that stage, we can then get her onto the stretcher. We've then got a bit of a tricky manoeuvre to do with the stretcher, which is just to bring her down off these rocks behind me, and then once she's off the rocks, it's kind of plain sailing from there. We can bring her down onto the path, and it's a fairly straight, kind of cobbled, paved path from here to get back.
However, Mobile 1 is now waiting for the casualty at the top of Jacob's Ladder, so the casualty will be Mobile 1. I'm in Mobile 2 operating as link email processor. Step down. Step down. Try the wheel.
Mobile 1, negative at this time, just loading the structure into the vehicle now at Jacob's Ladder, over. Mobile 1 from base, make it I'll update you as soon as I can, Mobile 1 out.
The lady's just been loaded into the ambulance. She needed a little bit more pain relief just there on the way down. We actually use a fentanyl lozenge that's effectively it's like a bit of morphine on a stick which you can rub into the side of her mouth, and that will give her some serious pain relief. So things have obviously got worse on the way down. The job here now is we're just going to drive her down this track. It's a fairly rough track all the way and it will be a bit bumpy, so I think that fentanyl may be needed. We've got a land ambulance waiting back at base, so we'll just take her all the way down in the Land Rover to base and then we'll hand her over there and she can be transported onwards to hospital from there. The lady's now been brought down and transferred to a road ambulance. She'll be taken then on to the hospital for further treatment. It looks like she did have some kind of serious problem with her leg. She was in a lot of pain at the end of it. From our point of view, we've now just got to wrap up, pack away all the gear, dry out everything that got soaked through the day because it was pretty wet. Once that's all done, we can wrap up and go home.